Tonight on BCN Weekly Report, President Nixon's Connect 4, her new way of connecting to students and the campus community. Also, the Collegiate Learning Assessment is out now for students looking to test their critical thinking skills and academic growth. And BereaCollege Sports, this Saturday is senior day for Berea athletes. Stay tuned to hear more about these upcoming games. Finally, Professor Ansel Elkins is creating a new writing course, Poetry and Social Justice. All of this and more coming up soon, tonight on BCN Weekly Report.
Live from Berea, Kentucky, enjoy this week's episode of BCN Weekly Report.
Good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of BCN Weekly Report. My name is Michael Hartman III. President Cheryl Nixon kicked the new year off with Sunday dinners and ice cream social. These were the first of many events known as Connect 4. Amaya Weekly spoke to the president to understand the purpose of these events.
Cheryl Nixon has begun her presidency with a mission to connect to the student body. In doing so, she has created a multitude of events known as Connect 4. President Nixon is organizing Connect 4 to bring the campus community together. The first event held was an ice cream social at the president's house, followed by Sunday suppers, nature walks, a walking club, and the concept of a student circle. The Student Circle is a small selection of students on campus that will help the president establish better community. Nixon wants to start building these community spaces outdoors and has brainstormed different methods to bring campus together, such as hammock spaces or outdoor furniture. We spoke with President Cheryl Nixon about the Student Circle and the Connect 4 events.
I think on a first level, it's really pretty simple. It's just a way to connect with students. And I came up with the idea by talking with students, by meeting them around on campus. We had an ice cream social really early on in the semester, right as the semester was starting. And then I went into the dining hall a few times and I was just asking for ideas of students. What would you like to do? What would be ways I could interact with you in a more social way? And they said, well, we could connect for this. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to grab that idea and take that phrase Connect 4 from the Connect 4 game, if you know what I mean, where you play checkers. I was like, I'm just going to leave it blank and let that become changeable over time, and we can fill it in with all sorts of different ideas.
All events can be registered for on Berea Engage. There is also an area on the BereaCollege website at berea.edu/president/connect-4 where students can submit different ideas for community events. Be sure to attend these next connecting events as a way to meet the president, connect with your fellow classmates, or just to get some fresh air. The next event is scheduled for October 22nd at the president's home for a Sunday supper. Reporting from the studio for BCN Weekly Report, this was Amaya Weekly.
Thanks, Amaya. In other news, Provost Scott Steele informed students on campus about this CLA Plus assessment. Reporter Matt Carmack goes into detail about what the assessment entails and how to sign up for it.
Provost Scott Steele has reached out to numerous students about taking the CLA Plus assessment in the last month. The CLA Plus assessment, or the Collegiate Learning Assessment, is used by various universities to see students' growth and academic improvements. The CLA Student Guide states that the colleges use this assessment, quote, to estimate how and by much they contribute to your development of higher order skills, end quote. Students who take the assessment are mostly interested in learning about their academic strengths and weaknesses. The CLA Plus assessment is most popular with college freshmen and seniors to see their overall development through college. Provost Scott Steele has reached out to different students about this assessment and is offering a $25 reward to students with scores of proficiency or above. The top scorer will be rewarded $100. Assessments on campus have already begun, but there are still openings on October 23rd, November 2nd, November 15th, and November 16th. To access a sign-up sheet, find Scott Steele's previous email with the link. For those looking to spice up their resumes or their grad school applications, taking the CLA Plus assessment is a great idea. To take the test or to learn more, contact Provost Scott Steele. Reporting from the Quad, Matt Carmack, BCN Weekly Report.
Thanks, Mac. We'll be back with more news after this short break.
More than 90% of a child's brain develops before the age of 5, making these early years critical for future success. Fortunately, togetherness can go a long way to support learning development. Reading, counting, playing, together. It's really that simple to increase your child's readiness to open up a world of possibilities.
This is Kentucky, where the only thing ordinary is the unexpected. Come see for yourself. Plan your trip at KentuckyTourism.com.
I'm getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Yes, there could be some short-term side effects from the vaccine, but they go away in a day or two. Those are signs that my body's building protection. It's worth it to avoid serious problems from COVID-19 disease.
Thanks for staying with us. This Saturday is Senior Saturday. BereaCollege will celebrate seniors competing in fall sports and catch us on women's volleyball. This past weekend, head coach Dunans led the women's volleyball team out following a crushing loss to Covenant on Tuesday. After game planning, the Mountaineers showed up and showed out on Saturday, winning against conference opponents Wesleyan and LaGrange. Much of the same can be said for the second game versus the Panthers, as the Mountaineers won the match 3-0 behind a strong defense. Seniors Hannah Martin and Isabel Marquez combined for 3 blocks, while Julie Santana had 3 kills. After this dominant weekend, Berea turns to this Saturday's doubleheader against Belhaven at 12 and Agnes Scott at 4, in which Berea celebrate seniors on our volleyball team. As for our soccer teams, don't forget that this Saturday is also senior day for them as well. The women will take on LaGrange at 1 and the men will compete against Covenant at 4. Come out and support your hardworking Mountaineers. In other news, are you a poet looking to take your poetry to the next level? Or just wanting to find deeper meaning within your words? Well, Berea's new creative writing course, Poetry and Social Justice, may be the class for you. This course intends to impact social change and using poetry as the catalyst. This is a new course being taught by Professor Ansel Elkins. We spoke with her about the new course and what it has to offer students.
This is a new class. It's English 286 AE. It's called Poetry and Social Justice. So in this class, we're going to be reading a lot of poems that merge the political with the personal, and have a kind of goal of trying to see how can we write poems, create art that can spark some kind of change. This class would have a prerequisite of English 124, which is the intro to creative writing.
For all those interested in the course, be on the lookout to sign up for the class in the spring. The class will be held on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 6:50 p.m. And for those who fear they might not meet the prerequisites but are still looking to develop and share poetry, Professor Elkins strongly suggests students join the Club Poetry and Opossum Society that meets every other Friday at 6 p.m. If interested, reach out to co-creators Lee Ford and Kayla Boyd for more information. On behalf of our news team, thank you for watching BCN Weekly Report. I'm Michael Hartman III. For more coverage, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at BereaCollege News and Radio. And watch our show online at www.bcnewsradio.com. We'll see you next week. Good night.